The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to the Happiness Jungle TV show with yours truly, Lyn-Dee Eldridge. And when you know what you already know, isn't it important to also know who knows who? Well, I had the greatest pleasure of being introduced to a gentleman that is in a different part of the world than I am. I am in New Hampshire, and we're bringing in, really, one of my mentors. He doesn't want to think he's one of my mentors, but he is one of my mentors, and he's all the way from India. This gentleman is internationally known and becoming more known with helping more people get what they want. He loves to help people that want to go ahead and expose what they do. He loves to help people bring out their talents and make a significant difference for them, for the world. This gentleman's heart is so big that I could feel it beating right here in New Hampshire, all the way from India. And now it's time for you to be introduced to one of my favorite people, Dr. Farookh Sensei from India. And he is truly a gentleman that ignites the world with leadership. So without further ado, please help me welcome Sensei. That's what he likes to go by, and that's how I am going to call him. Hello, Sensei.
Hello, how are you doing?
I am absolutely fabulous. I know we're on different time zones, and it's quite early where you are, so I surely do appreciate you. Look so dapper, so awake, so refreshed, and I wouldn't expect anything else from you.
I'm looking forward because it's Lyn-Dee on the other side. And if it's Lyn-Dee, then I have to wake up. I said, no sleep today, let me wake up. I need to talk to you. I love you.
Well, there we go. You know, you're an author, you inspire people all over the world, and you truly are. I'm watching you. I am watching you help others really shine within their own glory. And your smile just resonates so much, not within me, but within so many others. Can you share with us your story, Sensei, and what makes you do what you do and to wake up every morning to continue to keep on giving back to the world the way that you do?
Absolutely, absolutely. Lyn-Dee, my life was not that easy. I have always failed in my life. I lost my right eye in an accident, but thank God still I can see 5%. So I'm thankful to God for that. I lost my job because I was tall, because my dream job was to become a pilot. But unfortunately, I was more than 6 feet tall, so I was told that I won't be a pilot. So my question was, how can I reach where I want to reach? So I had to go through a lot of struggles. I had to go through a lot of teachers and trainings, etc., to reach where I am today. I have struggled a lot. So my objective or my mission in life is to help others to reach their goal much faster and easier than they thought ever possible. That's my goal. It doesn't matter who you are, which part of the world you come from. My whole objective is that you are a human being and the color of your blood is red just like me. So there is no difference between you and I, and that's exactly what I do. I come across strangers who do not know who I am, and I don't know who they are. But if they have a request, and if it's a genuine request that comes from their heart, I'm more than enough. I give time to them so that they can grow and excel in their life, and that's exactly what I do.
Yes, you do, and you do it so well. You know, I had no idea of your story because I had the great pleasure of being interviewed by you, and never did you mention any of this. So I am so proud and so privileged to be able to showcase you, Sensei, because now that I've learned about your struggles and your situation, I know that we have people that are watching this show from all over the world. It's been able to be syndicated everywhere. but you are touching so many lives to make them realize that they have great purpose, and not to look at everything that they've been through as a woe's me, but to be able to give them the strength to move forward. Can you give us some tips? Can you give the audience tips on how to pursue their dreams? Because you're a master at it.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's very easy to get through your dream. The first thing is that you need to know what is your dream. Most of the people, they don't know where they want to go in life. That's where everything goes off. The very first thing is you have to decide exactly what you want to have in your life, be in your life, do in your life, achieve in your life, accomplish in your life, learn in your life, earn in your life. Everything has to be written. Now, this is my office. In my office, everything that I told you right now is written down here because it has to be written down. It's not only by saying, you have to write it down, and you have to practice in such a way. You have to find a way for it. It's not just by writing you're going to reach there. You have to work on that. You have to have the energy to get up early in the morning and say that this is what I want to achieve today, so that from the scale of 10, I need to go to 9, then to 8, then to 7, 1, and at last I reach the goal. Is it possible to reach the goal? The answer is yes. Unless and until otherwise, you have a passion to reach and you have a purpose. Now, if you look here, this is your goal. Now, people train to reach the goal, but what happens once you hit the goal, then you lose their attention. And you, for example, if you want to lose 20 pounds, for example, and your target is to hit 20 pounds, once you reach the 20 pounds, then you start eating, and then you start putting on the weight back again and again. So this happens to everybody. Now, what you have to do is not only the goal, you have to set the goal, and there should be something which is much more powerful than the goal, that is called a purpose. Until otherwise you don't have a purpose which is bigger than the goal, then it is very hard for you to sustain and maintain the goal, because it's easy to reach the goal, but it's very hard to maintain that. Am I right? Sometimes you can become a superstar. Sometimes if you want, you can lose that weight. But after hitting that particular goal, you go back to ground zero. So until otherwise, you don't have the purpose. So what you and we do is every day we do something greater than what we do normally. Until otherwise, you don't connect with people, because my intention is to connect with people, because I need to change their life. And that's exactly what I do, because my purpose is much more bigger than my goal. If my goal were bigger than my purpose, then I would have lost interest. Always understand that if your bed is pulling you down on a weekday, once again repeat, if your bed is pulling you down on a weekday, that means it's time for you to change your job. You have to look something which connects with your heart.
That is,
yes.
Wow, that was absolutely perfect. And you and I truly do understand what it means to be flexible, because as we're going for our goals and as we're living our purpose and our passion, things get in the way, and that's called growth.
Absolutely.
And I want you to really touch on that. You're an amazing author. You've just come out with another phenomenal book that I want everybody to know about. Why don't we go ahead and we share that with them, because your book all over the world is going to help so many people do exactly what you just shared.
Absolutely. I just came up with 2 books, and both the books have got 108 techniques. The first one is called 108 Proven Lessons from Highly Successful Entrepreneurs. And anybody who's an entrepreneur, they have to read this book. The reason why, because I have gone and researched many of the very successful. I'm not talking about number 2 successful people. I'm talking about number 1, because the number 1 people, they talk from their heart. It's not like number 2. So I went for the best of the best in the world, and I researched that what is that made them who they are today in their business. And I took them 10 points. And when I went to more than 20, 25 very successful people, when I collaged them together, when I put them together, most of them had the same sort of behavior, same sort of habits, same sort of practice and rituals they have. So I said, okay, let me take it down. This is how I learned. And I got 108 of them. I put them together into a book, and I just published it. And I'll tell you, this is going to help people who want to excel in their business, in their personal life, and in the professional life. This is absolutely fantastic. And the second book, again, it has got 108. Now, I'm not a person into numerology, and so don't mistake me that I'm a guy who goes for 108 or something like that. I got that also 108, and that takes you the success step that would accelerate your success. And this is very simple. These are my quotes. these are my quotes which are put in such a way that if you follow the simple quotes, which I come on a daily basis, if you just go through those quotes in that book, which are 108, it'll definitely help you to streamline your goal and reach where you want to reach much faster and easier than you thought ever possible. Very simple 2 books.
And can they get your book on Amazon?
It is available on Amazon. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. And I'll tell you, I can't wait to receive my copy of it. And when I receive my copy, I already have several people that I want to share it with. And a matter of fact, I'm probably going to order several copies and give them as gifts. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful your message is. And if we all just really understand that if we could just follow a simple system of achievement, we could all accomplish what it is that we want.
Absolutely. Achievement is nothing but a system. It's not what, if I put it this way, let's say that you have the best content. The best content is not that is going to help you. It is the system that you have in place. Now you have a system. You have a system. That's why you came up. Let's start at exactly 3 o'clock. Let's do this, and do this. You know what's going to happen next. You have everything in place. So if I want to learn something from you, I need to come to you and ask you. I need to model you, model your system, model Lyn-Dee, and ask you, Lyn-Dee, could you tell me what is the system that you use more than the product? Because if I try to use your content, I become number 2 because I'm copying you. I would be a duplicate of you, but I'm not you. So what I have to do is I have to come to you and ask you, could you teach me, could you coach me the system that you do so I can follow the same system? And if I follow the same system of a successful person, then for sure I can be successful exactly like you.
Ah, beautiful. Very, very well said. And you know, the world is a very funny place. Right away, people go into, things happen. That's what we're talking about right now is flexibility. Right before our show started, we had a few little challenges, didn't we?
Absolutely.
And because we were prepared to make sure that everything is on track, we started a little bit earlier just to be able to connect, and we were spot on when time was supposed to start.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm thrilled because it teaches us that you need to understand how to prepare to help your passion shine through and to be able to deliver the content that you want.
Yep.
And be able to go ahead and survive in the world that sometimes is just full of so many hard knocks, but I appreciate all of my hard knocks. Just like you appreciate your hard knocks. It brings us together with like-minded people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you know what the other beautiful thing is, Sensei? You and I have never physically met eye to eye, but yet we're so connected through the like-minded platform that we met on.
Exactly correct.
And that's so exciting. Because when you can link yourself to other like-minded people that are doing what it is that you're looking to achieve, and they're looking to do what you're trying to achieve, it's a match made in heaven.
Absolutely. The frequency of meeting, the frequency of same, that's the reason. Sometimes what happens, you might be staying in the same house, but you have a different frequency, and the person with whom you're staying has got a different frequency. I'll tell you, will never match. There's a mismatch. It doesn't matter whether you're for ages you're staying together, but still there's a mismatch. And now it doesn't matter you are miles and miles away across oceans and oceans, but still we have the same frequency. It doesn't matter who you are. I'll tell you, it's going to hit. There is no mismatch at all, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
It is what's happening, even if the weather is trying to challenge us, right? You have no electricity, and it's raining cats and dogs in India.
It is. It's pitch dark outside, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's pitch dark, but yet, somehow or another, you have enough electricity to help us do this show.
Exactly correct. And there is electricity only in this room right now, let me tell you. That's the best part of it.
That's the best part of it. Oh, my goodness. So can you give some tips to our audience that are they're just stuck. They know what they want to do. They're very passionate about it. They feel like they just have nowhere to turn. I feel that they're just not sitting in the same room with greatness, whether it's a physical room or online. Can you share some of your tips about those people that are feeling like there's a real real border. There's a real challenging block in front of them. How can they knock that down, Sensei?
Absolutely. There's a 5-step principle that I use for developing myself to reach where I want to reach. And that's exactly what I do with all my clients, international clients. And when I say international clients, these are multi-millionaires. If they come to me, I also use exactly the same principle. It is very simple. You just have to write down somewhere S-P-A-R-K, spark, S-P-A-R-K. Now, each and every letter has got its own meaning. So when I sit with my client, those who have got the block or those who do not have any goal, I ask them to sit in front of me, or they may be on the other side of the world on Skype or maybe on Zoom. So the first question that I ask them is, what is your specific goal? Now, it might take an hour sometimes. When I ask them what is a specific goal, it's not easy to give you because that is very specific goal. Once you understand what is your specific goal, then I take them to the second step, which is a P. And the P stands for your purpose. Now, what happens sometimes you might be having, as I mentioned earlier, sometimes you might be having you have a specific goal, but you don't have the purpose. If the purpose is not matching with your goal, then we go back to the goal and say, let's set the goal once again, because this is not the goal that you have to go. Let's say, for example, I want to become rich. If that is my goal, my purpose, if I go to step number 2, I ask them, why do you want to be rich? And if they don't have the answer to that question, I'll go back to question number 1 and say, you have to change your goal now. So the most important thing, it takes time to identify what's your goal, and number 2 is the purpose. Once you get this 2, now the third thing is called the A, S-B-A. The letter A stands for actuality. What does that mean? Actuality is where you are right now. Now, if I ask you, where is White House? Now, for you, sometimes it could be on the north or maybe south or east or west, based on where you are seated right now. The White House keeps on changing because it changes from where you are right now. So you need to know your strength and your weaknesses. Now, what we call a SWOT analysis. Now, what people do is when they know the weaknesses, they try to work on the weakness. That's not what you have to do. Let's take Bruce Lee as an example. Bruce Lee had a lot of weaknesses, but he didn't focus on his weaknesses. He focused on his strength. So if you know that this is your strength and this is your weakness, you should never focus on your weakness. You have to focus on your strength so that it becomes much more easy for you to reach your goal. Now, if it's an organization, now let's say if it's an organization, if this is again your weakness, you should bring somebody who is qualified in your weakness. He should be very strong in your weakness, so it becomes much more easy for you as an organization to reach your goal. So going back, first identify your goal, write it down, know your purpose, connect with the goal. Number 3, know your actuality, where you are right now. And the fourth one is called the R, or it stands for route. What are the routes that can take you to the goal? Now, I would never give them the route. I would ask them, what is the route that you have? Because as a coach, I should not help them. So they would come up with 2 or 3 or 4 routes. And the last step that is called the K in the Spark, S-P-A-R-K, that's called kickstart. Now, in most cases, people go from S-P-A-R, they stop there. They don't take the kickstart, they stop there. They don't take action. Until otherwise you don't take action, you're not going to reach anywhere. Sometimes my client would say, yes, I'll take action next week. So my next step is, okay, if you want to take the step next week, what can you do today? What can you do tonight? So once I use that sort of challenging question, they start working from today and they would give me the response the very next day. It's all that you need to have a coach, irrespective of who you are, what position you are, whether you are a CEO of a company, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you, my dear ladies and gentlemen, you need a coach in your life. I need a coach. I need a coach because everybody has got some dark spot in front of them. I have got a lot of dark spot in myself. I'll tell you, I was attending a seminar in London, UK, and somebody found out that I don't have a LinkedIn account. And then I came back to India and I opened my LinkedIn account. And today I got more than 6,000 followers in LinkedIn account. And most of my clients and customers, they come through LinkedIn account. It was a dark spot for me. I didn't notice that. So you need to have somebody to coach you, to mentor you, and take you to the next level.
Absolutely. And I'm so happy you said that, because there are so many people that think because, you know, you're an author, you're a speaker, you're a coach, you're also a mentor to many all over the world. You're able to help so many people, such as I am, and they don't think that we have coaches and mentors. So I'm very happy to hear that you're letting them know that for the rest of our lives, we always need our teachers. And we always need to be a student. So I'm thrilled about that. And one of the biggest tips that you made is LinkedIn. It's a very powerful place for entrepreneurs to go. They're looking for others as well as you're looking for them. So I'm very happy that you went ahead and you took care of that challenge. And that is an accomplishment. Over 6,000 that have connected with you on LinkedIn. Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. So I appreciate that. And I know that when I have a new client, that I give them an assessment form to fill out, just like you were sharing with them. I love the Spark. I'm going to use the Spark, because I think it is just so powerful. I love the word. I love how it makes me feel when I say it. So I'm very happy that you shared that with us. And share some other tips with us, Sensei, because as coaches and mentors, we want to make sure that people realize that, yes, we're going to help them. We're going to send them an assessment form. But now let's talk about their mindset. As soon as they start and as soon as they decide to hire us as coaches and mentors, what should their mindset and their focus be?
Okay, the very simple analogy that I take is, if you take a flashlight, that's what I think you use the term in the US. We call it torch in the UK. So if you got a flashlight, do not focus on the flashlight, but focus on the flash, the light which beams on the wall, because that is where you have to focus on. Most of the people, what they do is they don't focus on the goal, they focus on the now. You have to act now based on your final goal. If you don't focus on the final goal, it becomes very hard for you to move forward. You need to have a chart. And I don't know whether you have gone through a book which is called the 4DX. It's a very fantastic book by Stephen R. Covey. It's by Stephen R. Covey, I believe. So you have to go with 4DX. It tells you, you make a picture. So what I do is I make a picture like a mountain. That is what I do. I make a picture like a mountain. It's just like a triangle, very simple. And I have my goal. I break it down to 4 to 5 pieces, okay, to 4 to 5 segments, if I call it. And I call this as the top one is called the summit. And I call that as the Everest summit. That's where my goal is. So each block, I say that this is my end date. This is where I have to reach. This is where I have to reach by the next 3 months. This is where I have to reach by the next 6 months. So it's a picture form which I can relate. I'm talking about something, it's not like a vision board, but this is something which I can look and I know where I am. So I put my own target. In the first block, for example, 3 months, this is where I want to reach. I make it and write it down there. And I put a sticker as if I'm a mountaineer. I put it there. So I clip it. So anybody who walks through my table or my desk, they look at that and say, oh, Farookh, you have achieved your goal by now. I say, yes, you can see that I'm now in 3 months and I achieved that. So people start talking about it because people should know that you have a goal. Very important is that if you are setting a goal, make sure that you share that with some other people. Say that I got a new goal. Let them make fun of you. And you have to share with those people who make fun of you so that you get motivated. Let me tell you, before you piss me off, don't piss me off. I'm making sure that I'm going to get this, okay? Next time when you come here, you'll see this at 6 months. And that's exactly what I do. I challenge. See, Lyn-Dee, you have to challenge yourself because you are the biggest champion. If you can challenge yourself, if you are far better than what you were yesterday, I'll tell you, nobody can come and stand in front of you. It doesn't matter who you are. You can challenge anybody if you can challenge your own gut feeling and move forward. Very, very simple as that. Just keep moving forward. It doesn't matter who comes and stops you in the front of you.
That's right. And those that piss you off, those are your fuel.
Absolutely. They are the motivators. They are the motivators. You got to thank them. You got to thank them. Come on, come again, come again. I'm going to take you. Come on.
Oh, bring it on. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I love that part of it. Oh my God, we are almost coming to a close. How do people get a hold of you? And you are accepting clients all over the world to be able to be coached and mentored by you. How can they reach you, Sensei?
they can straight away type my name on Google. They'll find me.
Yes, they will.
Farookh. Very simple. Anywhere in the world. That's my website. You can come in. You can contact me at any time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness. Well, you know what? Now I don't know if I want to piss you off, if I just want to smile with you. I don't want to piss you off. But I sure do appreciate that, because there are so many people. Well, first of all, they're speaking to the wrong people. They're speaking to their haters that don't want them to accomplish anything.
Yep.
So now you've just given them permission to use that as fuel to become more than they've ever dreamed about, and to set those goals, but to live past it.
Exactly. My teacher once said that, Farookh, you can never become number one. Since he told that I can never become number one, I have always become number one. I became 4 times national champion of karate champion of India, 4 times. Wow. I became 2 times world karate champion. I took part in Italy, and I took part in Brazil. My teacher said that I can't be number one in my studies. I was kicked off from my school. When I'm the only person in the world for last 18 years to have a world record for being the most highly qualified person in the aviation industry with 40 diplomas. Nobody in the world has got that, because everybody pissed me off. So come on, and I'll show you. That's it. You take it as a challenge. When people say no, you have to go and say, I know, K-N-O-W, I know what to do. That's it, and just fight for it. Yes.
That's right.
You
Prove
just
them wrong.
Exactly correct. That's exactly correct. That's what we learn in martial art. Fight with your inner self. Nobody can stop you. Just keep moving forward, but do it for a good sake. Yes. There should be a purpose, because understand that, because your boss will look at the result, but your creator, there's only one creator, and that creator will look at how you did, not what you did. That's how you did. He looks at your heart. He looks at your intention. If you're doing something, look at your intention. Ask yourself, is this connected with your creator? If the answer is yes, then go for it. If it says no, then don't go for it. Even if you're getting millions of dollars, don't go for it. If that is your goal, don't go for it if it's not connected with the creator. Go with the creator and do it. I'll tell you, you will have a peaceful life. That is the story of Happy Jungle.
Yes, it is. Sensei, when we first met, you asked me to call you Sensei, and I love that, because I always want to make sure that I am identifying the people of how they want to be respected, received, and by golly, I 100% value you, Sensei. You're an amazing gentleman, and we're coming to a close, as hard as that is to believe. I want you to know how much I appreciate you. I want you to know that I am so blessed that you're a part of me. The universe tells me that we are meant to be connected, and I feel very, very fortunate to have done that.
Thank you very much. It's an honor and pleasure to see you and to meet you and to talk to you and have this time, valuable time with you, and adding value to people's life around the world. I really appreciate that. It comes from my heart. And
we're together for life. We've got a lot to accomplish together. And I'm excited about that. Yeah, I'm excited about sharing several different platforms with you. I know that I'm going to be speaking with you and recommending you to the world, So with that, everybody, we've never said that life was easy, but we did say you can be happier. And if you take the advice of Sensei, you will be happier. Take care, everybody. Say bye, Sensei.
Thank you very much. Bye to everybody.
Thank you so much.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.